The Arctic is a place that doesn't announce danger, it whispers it in the wind and hides it in the ice. That morning the cold was sharp but silent, a steady bite that seeped into the bones without warning. Mistakes out here don't echo, they end. He noticed the tracks first, faint, uneven, wrong. Polar bear tracks are usually wide and purposeful, a statement of strength. These dragged, paused, circled back, and mixed in were smaller prince cubs. Something was terribly wrong. He followed the trail for nearly an hour. The ice groaned beneath his boots, fragile and untrustworthy. Then he saw them. The mother lay half curled against a ridge of broken ice, her massive body dusted white, blending with the frozen landscape. Frost clung to her fur. Her chest rose shallowly, each breath a whisper in the Arctic silence. Two cubs pressed against her, alive but barely. They didn't cry or play. They simply waited. That broke him first. Cubs don't understand cold or hunger. They only know warmth from their mother, and she was fading. Days earlier, she had fallen through thin ice, not enough to drown, but enough to soak her fur and drain her strength. She had dragged herself out, fought exhaustion, fought the cold, and then finally ran out of fight. If nothing changed, none of them would see the next sunrise. He understood the risk. Helping a polar bear is not bravery, it is danger, and it doesn't care about good intentions. One wrong move, one misunderstood sound, and it would be the end. But he also knew if he walked away, the cubs would die first. They always do. So he moved, slowly, carefully, speaking softly to let them know he was there without pretending to belong. The mother lifted her head just enough to see him. Her eyes were not angry, not afraid. They were tired. That look, the look of an animal that had given everything, changed him forever. Hours later, help arrived. Thermal blankets, warming packs, equipment for a place where survival is never guaranteed. They worked fast. The mother barely reacted. Her body accepted warmth, like remembering something it had lost. The cubs stirred, weak but curious, crawling closer, drawn by heat and life. For the first time in days, the mother breathed deeper. Hope returned. When the team pulled back, it was almost peaceful. A great white bear wrapped in silver blankets, her cubs against her chest. The wind still moved. The ice still cracked. Life held on. He stayed, at a distance, watching, as if his presence could keep them alive. The Arctic night doesn't fall. It closes. Temperatures dropped. Wind strengthened. Somewhere, ice shifted and broke, reminding him that even rescued life is borrowed time. The mother tried to rise. Her legs trembled, refused her weight, and she sank back with a soft, disappointed sound. The cubs climbed over her, pawing at her face, nudging her, oblivious to what was happening. He turned away. He had seen enough. By morning, the wind erased most tracks. Blankets remained. The cubs were alive. The mother was not. She had held on through the night to keep her cubs warm, giving them one more chance. Her body, emptied by hunger and cold, had finally stopped. There was no struggle, no drama, just stillness. The cubs didn't understand. They pressed against her anyway, instinctively seeking safety. He stood there, frozen in a different way. He had saved them, and he hadn't. Rescue teams returned later. The cubs were taken, small enough to survive without her, fed, warmed, watched. Their future uncertain but not finished. The mother remained. The Arctic reclaimed her. No marker, no memorial, just ice, wind, and time. Stories of heroism are popular, but this was different. This was about effort, not miracles. About doing everything right and still facing loss. Yet it was not meaningless. The cubs lived long enough to be saved. The mother did not die alone. Someone chose not to look away. And the hardest truth is this. Saving wildlife is not about saving everyone, it's about giving life a chance to continue. However fragile, however fleeting. In the Arctic, that chance is everything. He knew that while victory was impossible for one, hope remained for another. He walked away quietly, carrying the memory of courage, endurance, and love that had unfolded silently on the frozen ice. The wind carried the sound of life moving on and of endings that still meant something. The cubs huddled together, their breaths soft but steady. A testament to survival and the selfless sacrifice of the mother who had given everything. In that silent expanse of ice, he realized that sometimes the most profound victories are measured not by survival alone but by the moments of life one can preserve against impossible odds, and that the Arctic, for all its cruelty, could also hold a fleeting fragile grace.